Good morning, Tanya, and welcome as a guest to Lifelong Careers. It's a privilege to be interviewing the principal and the visionary of the organisation. I'd like to talk a little bit about you today. We know a bit about your company from your website, but I would like to know, what was the inspiration for Lifelong Careers?
Fantastic. Well, I guess it's been, there are a lot of people out there, I think, not quite sure what they want to do when they leave school. Or they might have been working for a number of years and they think, I need to change, I want to do something different. I also think there are a number of people who are contemplating retirement, but they don't completely want to just go cold turkey and leave the workforce. They want to wind down and phase down and actually be doing something useful in their twilight years. And I also think there are a number of people out there who have an idea and a vision and would like to put that vision out there and work for themselves and have flexibility and use their skills in the way that they want to.
So what I think is interesting about those kind of comments is you're essentially talking about people feeling confident to make change.
Absolutely.
So how does that resonate for you if you look at your career today?
Good question. Well, I was one of those people who, when I was at school in Year 10, I distinctly remember wanting to be a journalist. I did some work experience at the local newspaper, and I was advised by one of their senior journalists not to do journalism for various reasons, and that really had an impact on me. So as a result, I didn't do it. But I find that it could be going full circle, because now I'm looking at doing bits and pieces of what a journalist actually does. So I basically started off, my first role was with a bank. Then I worked within hospitality and ended up overseas for a couple of years. Hospitality then took me into teaching English to, in particular, Japanese and Korean students while I was working in Canada. The teaching then moved into training, and I was involved in training and learning and development for a number of years. And the teaching then went in, and the training then went into working within human resources. So I have changed industries, but I do believe that a lot of the skills that I've gathered along the way have been transferable from one industry to the next.
When you were describing that career journey you've had today, I felt like I was walking through a house and looking almost at different rooms. And for me, I guess the reason it was like that is that there was a theme going through, i.e. at someone's house, but rooms change according to how you use them and what you require in that room. You mentioned also the transferable skills. So can you just outline what transferable skills you think you've used in your career to date? Sure.
Well, I guess I've come to a point in my life where I know what I enjoy, and two things that I always enjoy are researching, finding resources or developing resources if there are none, and helping people. So in that context, I guess customer service, working in the banking sector, then teaching, researching, finding those resources has then gone into training, learning and development, looking at the needs of an organisation or an individual and ensuring that you can design a program to suit what those needs are, and then going back and evaluating to make sure that the information has been useful and relevant. And then into human resources, which is there again, helping people and looking at the organisational needs and how the employee their productivity can basically work for the organisation, but supporting the individual as well in developing their career, which brings me to my latest career development, which is career development advisor.
So when I listen to you describing the various skills you've got, it's all about people. You've interacted with them, nurtured them, helped them discover new skills. So what advice would you now give to someone who's thinking about a change in career?
I would absolutely advise or suggest that you invest in yourself, and that is your professional development. Always be aware of when you're working for an organisation, be aware of the psyche of the organisation, be aware of what the organisation actually does rather than just the role that you're performing or that you're doing, and reinvent yourself. If you're thinking of changing careers, reinvent yourself and work out where you are now and where you need to go and what you need to do to get there, and lose the fear. Don't be afraid to change industries or jobs because it may not fit the environment that you're working in, or even the community around you, or friends, family, work colleagues. Don't be afraid to make that move. And have the courage to do it.